Hey, what is up, YouTube? This is Cody, and I just wanted to take this opportunity, now that I have some free time, to share my testimony. It's not going to be like the full testimony because I don't want the video to be too long, but I just want to explain to you how that the Lord changed my life and made me the Jesus believer that I am now. And so, it all started about like 4 years ago. I think the day was July 14th or so, but I was, I think, 22 at the time, and I was partying a lot, messing around with drugs and stuff that I shouldn't have been. And on this night, I ended up taking a lot of LSD. Apparently, the dealer gave me more than he had planned on. He like mismeasured or something. That's what I was told. Yeah, so basically I ended up taking that. It was a Sunday night. I should have been job searching, but I wasn't. And there was this neighbor who lived by me at the time. I'm not going to say his actual name, but he did tell me that his nickname was Darkness, which is interesting. He just said that that's the name that people would naturally start calling him when they were around him and stuff, so that was his nickname. But he ended up coming over that night, and I don't know, he was just giving me really bad vibes, I guess. I don't know, I just, in my mind, I thought that, like, I thought him and I were going to have, like, a standoff or something that night. Like, he was just really rubbing me the wrong way. And, yeah, basically, I ended up just, like, falling into this panic, this, like, real panic. I was super worried that like he was gonna attack me or something. Like, I don't even know. Like, I even called 911 and they didn't really understand what I was saying to them. Like, I don't know, it was crazy. But basically, what I ended up doing is, because I was so panicked, I ended up knocking on my friend's door who I lived with, and I was just like, dude, let me in, man, let me in. And he had work in the morning. Like, this was not a good time for me to be waking him up. But yeah, I ended up going into his room because I wanted to sleep in a place where there was somebody else, you know, for like added protection. And so yeah, so I ended up doing that, and on this night I actually ended up hallucinating because CNN, the news station, was on TV that night, and I remember looking at the TV while I was in this super panicked state, and the headline said, "The devil gets out again." And it showed like images of like El Chapo. He had just escaped from prison, but that was the headline that I was looking at, and that was really ominous to me, like a sign of, you know, something bad happening in my life. And so that just panicked me more. And then it was also the I guess like around the same time that the United States like signed the Iran nuclear deal or something, and so that was, I took that as sort of an omen, or not an omen, but I don't know, I just figured there was impending doom, like, because that was already my mindset. I was already super panicked, and that just sort of added to it. Like, I was like, okay, like, we just gave nukes out to Iran, like, what are they gonna do to us, you know? And anyways, I was super panicked, okay? And so I actually ended up falling asleep, or I don't know what happened, but because I wasn't asleep, but I was detached from my body. Like, I just thought, okay, I'm dead right now, because basically, like, my mind was still alive. Like, I could still think to myself and whatnot, but I wasn't in my body anymore. All that I could see was this gray energy field of light, and there would be like bright waves of light like moving through it. And I was actually happy to be detached from my body, because like I said, I was like in a super panic on Earth, and like I was just fine with just chilling. Like, not like I didn't need my body, I didn't need to be on Earth. Like, I was fine with just being here with this gray energy field of light or whatever. And so yeah, so I was actually super relieved when when I was in that energy field of light, because I was like, okay, like all that panic, all that trouble, all that fear of my neighbor like attacking me and all that's done with. It's over with. And so that was a big relief. But the thing is, just as I was getting comfortable with just chilling and being out of my body and whatnot, I heard something. It was my friend's alarm going off. And so I could hear. And then I got all of my senses back eventually, and I was back right where I had fallen asleep or died or whatever. So that was demoralizing, to say the least, because I had thought that I had escaped all of this trouble, and then nope, there I was, right back into the scene. And yeah, it was terrible. Like, I ended up moving out from that friend's place. Like some of my family came over and helped me get all my stuff, because they were all like, because basically I had made phone calls like in my panic, and yeah. And so I ended up moving in with my dad, and ended up going to rehab, and that was an interesting experience, but I don't really want to talk about it. Let's just say I was still a little bit out there after all this, and yeah. But so I ended up just after rehab, living at my dad's place, and our goal was to get my debt paid off and for me to get a job and rebuild my life. And so I did that. Or I started working towards doing that. Like I paid off my debt, got a job and whatnot, and I was still struggling with stuff. Like I was still drinking and getting drunk here and there. Smoked weed like once or twice. Actually, probably more than that, like a handful of times. Any number up to like 10 times, I'd say. Anyways, I don't know why I said any number up to 10, but 5 to 10 probably. Anyways, though, let me not get caught on that. Where was I? Oh yeah, I got a job. Oh yeah, I was still struggling with stuff, and I was still struggling with pornography. And this was a big struggle for me. I would just try and stop. I would go some days without viewing it, and then I would just fall back into it hard. And it was just this craving that I had. It was this evil desire, and I would always fall back into it. But the Lord sent me a dream, and in this dream I went to a porn site, and instead of so basically it was like a porn like tube site, and there was like normally there's like screenshots of the videos and like titles above each video, and you could choose one. Well, the photos were all blurred out, and the whole screen was blurred out, and it just said in red letters on each video, devil, devil, devil. And then it transitioned, and I saw the number of the souls that were being killed by pornography, and the number was in the hundreds of thousands, and it was just climbing. And I have not gone back to pornography ever since. Like, that dream set me free from it, and I'm thankful for it, and it's interesting. But yeah, so he sent me that vision, the Lord did, and he also sent me another dream, where the world I felt like the world had been put to peace in this dream, and like I said, at the time I was living at my dad's, and I looked into his backyard in this dream, and instead of there being a college behind his house like there normally was, there was this flowing river. It was like nature had been restored to what it was, or something. Like this river was just flowing there instead of the college, and there were crocodiles coming out of the river, and they weren't attacking me or my dad. And in this dream, I looked at I think it was my phone, and my friend was recording himself, and there was this, I think it was a tiger, and it was charging after him, and it charged at him, and it got to him, and it just started nibbling on his clothing. It didn't even attack him. And so I don't know if animals were put to peace too, like they don't even kill human beings anymore at this point. I don't know. But oh yeah, and at the beginning of the stream, I remember it was my birthday, and like there was like a swimming pool in the back, maybe multiple swimming pools if I remember right, and like some girls like swimming in the pool, and they were like, "Hey Cody," or whatever. And so yeah, anyways, after I had seen that video of my friend, I was back looking into the backyard, and these crocodiles, I saw 4 of them, 2 stacked on top of 2, and they were carrying a bunch of sheep on their back. And then I looked over, and there was this older looking man. He had white hair and a white beard, and he had like a tablet in his hand. It kind of looked like an iPad or something. And he was just kind of holding it, you know, like this in his hand, and he looked over at me. And he said, "This is the hour of glory." And it just about brought me to tears in the dream. I remember I leaned on him, and I was just like, I couldn't believe what a great gift it was after everything I've been through. I mean, just, it touched my heart so much, because what greater gift is there than a gift from God, and a good, like, guarantee of a good and awesome and great future. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And I also want to say 2 Thanksgivings ago, I had an experience. I was in a dream, and a baby started talking to me, and the baby was like, "You know, that movie you just watched was a kid's movie, right?" And I said, you know, "Oh, it was?" You know, I think I kind of played it off or something. I don't know why, but I did. And then I thought to myself, wait, babies can't talk. And so I asked, "Who are you?" And I heard this loud, thunderous, powerful voice that said, "I am the Lord." Like, I can't even, like, there's no way I could even, my voice could get close to being as powerful and as thunderous as his. I mean, and when I heard that, it scared me. It scared me out of my sleep, and I woke up, and I was in my living room where I'd fallen asleep, but the vision was still going on. And I remember apologizing to him, and I said, "Sorry for getting scared." And then I saw this little like angel dude, like he was crafted out of the light that I left on when I went to bed. And you know, just a little guy. I could make out that he had legs and arms and a head and everything, but he was just crafted out of the light that I had left on. And I asked the Lord, I said, "Who is that?" And he said, "That's a friend." And then I woke up from it, and that was just an experience that I had 2 Thanksgivings ago. And like, I told my girlfriend at the time about it, and you know, it's just crazy, you know. But, well, not crazy, I don't want to use the wrong word. It's amazing, it's special, it's fantastic that I've been able to experience these things, and the Lord's been so good, and he is so good. And so yeah, guys, I just wanted to share my testimony. It's kind of a quick testimony. I don't want it to be too long. Maybe we'll get more viewers if it's not as long. But anyways, YouTubers, thank you so much for watching. I love you, and farewell.